Good day. Welcome to News Now on TV360. I am Thelma Okuru. The Nigerian government has approved the appointment of 19 judges for the National Industrial Court of Nigeria. The appointment was signed by Acting President Professor Yemi Osinbajo on the recommendation of the National Judicial Council. On Friday, July 14th, the new appointees will be sworn in by the Chief Justice of Nigeria and Chairman of the National Judicial Council, Justice Walter Onogen, in Abuja. INEC today presented the certificate of return to the Senator-elect Adeleke Ademola. He won the candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Mudashiru Hussein, to clinch the seat previously occupied by his late brother, Senator Isiaka Adeleke. Presenting the certificate at INEC's headquarters in Abuja, Solomon Shoyebi, the Commission's National Commissioner for Voter Education and Publicity, commended the people of Osun West for their conduct during the said by-elections, while Ademola Adeleke promised to keep his promise on providing scholarship and free medical care for the state indigents.
First of all, let me congratulate the whole people of Osun West Senatorial District for a well-conducted election. The victory goes to them, and of course, I must put this on record. The election was conducted in a peaceful, friendly, and of course, the type of ideal atmosphere for elections. About the only speech I'm going to make is to thank the people of Osun West Senatorial District for the way in which they conducted themselves, both by election and by during, after, and of course before the elections. And I want to really thank them for setting a role model for others to emulate. The people of Osun West has now shown us a way in which elections should be conducted.
There's poverty in Osun State right now. That is why we want to correct it and introduce what we call social welfare. We're going to introduce that. Everybody that gets sick, free of charge. You go there, get treatment in any form. I can assure you, do you know that ordinary malaria kills? Because, the patient will not have money to treat. They will be doing self-medication. They'll be drinking herbs and all that. So through this, we're going to have free medical care.
A federal high court in Abuja has adjourned the trial of Nnamdi Kanu till October 17th. Kanu is the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, a group calling for the secession of the southeast region from Nigeria. He is standing trial alongside 3 others for treason and management of an unlawful society. The court gave no reason for the adjournment of his case. 2 groups in Nigeria say renewed agitations in the country can be blamed on bad governance. The Civil Society Legislative Advocacy Center, CISLAC, and the Prisoners Rehabilitation and Welfare Action, PRAWA, also believe the agitations are going nowhere until the country promotes good governance. A campaign, which is the No to War campaign, was launched in Abuja, the nation's capital, to address the rising tensions in the country.
The main reason why our young people are involved in this is simply because of the collapse of governance in the country. So we believe that it is time that the Nigerian people, it is not about any region, it is not about the faith you belong to, or the tribal group you belong to, or the region you come from. I think there is a calculated attempt by the political class to continue to manipulate and undermine the development of young people. Our young people potential has not been utilized for positive things.
We all know where we are today in Nigeria. We know the tension in the polity. We know about the threats coming left and right. And we from Prawa, together with CISLAC, in collaboration with CISLAC, thought it wise that something should be done. We should not wait until things get so bad, until things degenerate to the extent that we find it difficult to sit in this, our country again.
We really hope that their call will be heeded, that Nigerians of all walks of life, particularly the youth, will understand that this country is theirs. It has an important role to play, and it can only do that when there is peace, when everybody works toward peace, when the forces of evil are isolated, and in the end prevented from doing any more harm to this country and to this sub-region and to the world.
More on our top stories. A group in the Niger Delta region say they will resume attacks on oil facilities if the government keeps ignoring them. The threat comes months after acting President Yemi Osinbajo visited communities in that region to broker peace in the area. The militants had halted their attacks after the government intervention. Those attacks drove Niger's oil production below average. A resurgence of these attacks will definitely affect the country still grappling with the effect of its low oil production. Former Vice-Chancellor of the Obafemi Awolowo University, OAU, Anthony Elujoba, has been remanded in Ilesha prison after his bail application was dismissed by the court. The former Vice-Chancellor is standing trial on a 7-count charge of alleged corruption and abuse of office involving some 1.4 billion naira. He is also standing trial alongside the bursar of the university, Josephine Akeredolu. However, workers and students of the university see Elujoba's trial as victimization and persecution. Today, they protested the decision of the court to send the embattled professor to prison. Adamawa State Governor Mohammed Jibrila has flagged off reconstruction of schools and hospitals in Numan local government area of the state. The schools and hospitals were destroyed by Boko Haram militants at the height of their insurgency. This comes as a relief to residents because the state's health and education sectors have suffered huge destruction following attacks by the insurgents. The Nigerian army has also donated instructional materials to school children at the Malkohi internally displaced persons camp in the state. The All Progressives Congress in Enugu State has been overflooded with internal wrangling and power tussle, but there appears to be light at the end of the tunnel for the party. Minister of Foreign Affairs Geoffrey Onyema held a closed-door meeting with APC's national chairman John Oyegun in Abuja in a bid to find a lasting solution to the crisis in the party.
We talked about some of the recent, the election in Osun State, and also some of the crises in Enugu State. Also, we discussed that. But yeah, primarily the Enugu State situation and how we can manage that and stop that from getting completely out of hand. So he had his, he's somebody I have the greatest respect for. And so he had excellent words of, made very positive input. So I'll take that on board and we'll move ahead. As you know, in Enugu State, as the sort of highest political office holder, I also have the responsibility to ensure that the crisis does not get out of hand, that, that everybody is working towards the same goal. And that's really to deliver development, for the state. That should, and to support the program and the agenda of Mr. President and of the party, and not to lose sight of that, and not to just put, personal interest, ambition before that. So those are some of the things we discussed.
Elder statesman Edwin Clark is calling on the government to act fast in curbing what he describes as inhuman treatment meted out to Nigerians in the Bakassi Peninsula. Clark, who is a former commissioner of information, is also asking the Nigerian government to set up a special presidential commission on Bakassi to urgently review and tackle all situations in all ramifications. He made the demands at a press conference held in Abuja, the nation's capital.
I'm now 90 and over. I should not be doing all this. But if nobody else is going to do it, I will do it. I believe that when you are 70 and above, as I've always said, you are at the departure lounge waiting for your boarding pass. So you do not have any reason to fear anybody. You have every reason to fight for justice. Fight against injustice. Fight against oppression. Fight against marginalization. All that what is happening today, the crisis in this country would not take place if there was a government that says justice. Justice. Nothing but justice. We can't live in a country where some people are on the top, others are second-class citizens. Why did we support Mandela? It's because the white minorities were oppressing the black. We've gone to other places to fight for similar things. But in our own country, the few people are holding the country to a ransom. Please, we want something better for the whole country. President should establish a presidential commission on Bakassi to provide better life for them. They are Nigerians. Nobody is equal more than the other. This is my message at my age.
INEC has posted a notice of verification for the recall of Dino Malaye, a lawmaker representing Kogi West Senatorial District. In the notice posted at the Commission's office in Lokoja, capital of Kogi State, INEC said the verification would hold across all polling units in the Senatorial District on August 19th. The notice comes despite a court order asking INEC to maintain status quo in the process. Patience Jonathan, wife of former President Goodluck Jonathan, has accused the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission of trying to assassinate her on 2 occasions. The accusation was contained in her petition to the House of Representatives against security agencies in the country. In the letter, her lawyer alleged the EFCC has repeatedly bugged her telephone lines and that of her relatives. Just last week, the former First Lady also accused the NDLEA of harassing her and also accusing them of doing other things to her, a statement the agency has since denied.
The Wole Soyinka Center for Investigative Journalism, in partnership with the MacArthur Foundation, specially invite you to the Wole Soyinka Center Media Lecture Series. Theme: Light Up, Light In, interrogating the nexus between electricity and basic education in Nigeria. Date: Thursday, 13th July 2017. Venue: Shehu Musa Yar'Adua Center, 1 Memorial Drive, Central Business District, Abuja. Time: 10 a.m. Lead speakers: Anthony Aka, Acting Chairman, Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, and Hamid Bubuyi, Executive Secretary, Universal Basic Education Commission. Discussant: Edward Cullen, United Nations Humanitarian Coordinator, UNDP Resident Representative, Obiageli Ezekwesili, Senior Economic Advisor, African Economic Development Policy Initiative, Ime Okon, Project Manager, USAID Energy Power Africa Nigeria, Olabisi Obadofin, Professor of Counseling Psychology, Lagos State University, LASU. Bemiga Ogunleye, Provost, Nigeria Institute of Journalism. Moderator, Al-Kazim Abdul Qadri, Journalist and Director, Victim Support Fund. For inquiries, email wscij@wscij.org or call 0908-251-5179. Be there.
Welcome back. It's now time for business news with Fidelia Aguncha.
Thank you, Thelma. Emerging Markets Telecommunication Service Limited (EMTS) trading at Etisalat, Nigeria, says the Nigeria arm is still the soul of its business. According to a statement by the group, discussions are ongoing between EMTS and Etisalat Group pertaining to the continued use of the brand. The group also assures the final outcome of the negotiations will not affect the operation of the business, adding that the full range of services will remain available to customers in the country. Etisalat launched in Nigeria in 2008 and is currently Nigeria's fourth largest network. Nigeria's gross domestic product is forecast to hit $595 billion by 2020. This is according to the latest African Investment Index 2016 released by Quantum Global Lab. The research lab also believes government investment in infrastructure will boost the growth of the economy and meet the needs of a large Nigerian growth population. Nigeria attracted a net foreign direct investment of $3.1 billion in 2015 and has a current GDP of $415 billion. The Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, is considering extending oil production cuts to Nigeria and Libya. The two countries were initially excluded from the cuts after attacks on its pipeline by militants significantly reduced its oil production levels. However, as oil prices slide owing to increasing production, OPEC members say they are now considering bringing both countries into the deal. The possibility will be discussed at a meeting in St. Petersburg, Russia, on July 24th. In an interview in May, Bakassi, Nigeria's Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, had said that Nigeria was not opposed to joining the output cut if production can reach 2.2 million barrels per day target. Oil prices fell on Tuesday as global oversupply encouraged several banks to cut their forecasts for crude for this year and 2018. Brent crude was down 15 cents at $46.73 a barrel, while US crude lost 15 cents as well to trade at $44.25 a barrel. Crude prices are about 18% below their 2017 opening levels, despite a deal led by OPEC to cut production from January. The limit will be maintained until March 2018 in an attempt to drain a global glut, but production elsewhere has risen as OPEC has held back. So that's all on business. Thelma will be back with more stories. Stay tuned.
Corruption not in my country. What is wrong with Kilo man saying no? Tell them I drew for more than 1 hour.
Ìyá mi, ọ̀rọ̀ yín náà ni mò ń ṣe. Ọ̀rọ̀ yín náà ni mò ń ṣe. Ká kúrò fún Ọlọ́run. Ká satisfy yín níbi ọ̀rọ̀ yín náà ni mò ń ṣe.
Ẹ wo jẹ́ ká lọ jàre ká kúrò nbí báyìí.
Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ má bínú. Hello ọ̀gá. Màá dọ́dọ̀ yín lẹ́sẹ̀ yín. I am assure you 5 minutes. Màá dọ́dọ̀ yín. Ẹ gbà bẹ́ẹ̀.
You are deceiving another customer just like you deceived us. The same way he deceived us. Eh? Why?
Ètò ni iṣẹ́ yìí. Bó o bá kúrò ò lè jẹun, ò lè jẹun. Bó o bá kúrò ò lè jẹun ìyá mi. Bó o bá kúrò ò lè jẹun. Workshop mi leléyìí. Ibi tí èèyàn bá ti ń ṣe ló ti ń jẹ. Ìyẹn ló ń pè ní workshop. Ibi tó bá ti ń work ni kó má ti shop.
You cannot base your business on lies. Koda now, it is corruption and it cannot work. Not in my country. Corruption not in my country.
Welcome back. Clashes between rival Libyan factions east of Tripoli extended into a second day, keeping the coastal road shut and preventing residents from returning home. The clashes resulted in severe damage to houses because of indiscriminate shelling and forced a large number of residents to flee the area. The health ministry later confirmed at least 4 people, including 2 foreign workers, had been killed and 21 wounded over 2 days of fighting. About 10 Malian soldiers were missing following an ambush by suspected Islamist militants in the West African nation's desert north. Fighting flared up last week between rival Tuareg clans settling the Kidal region in the far north of Mali. Militant groups took control of Mali's north in 2012, though French-led forces pushed them back a year later. As a result, African powers launched a multinational military force to tackle Islamist militants in the Sahel this month. Moving on to sports stories now, Super Eagles assistant coach Salisu Yusuf has invited 30 players for next month's 2018 African Nations Championship qualifier. The team will face the winner of the tie between Togo and Benin Republic for a place in the tournament. The tournament will be held between January 11th and February 2nd in Kenya. It will be the 5th edition of the tournament, though Nigeria has only participated in the last 2 editions. Former Green Eagles midfielder Segun Odegbami expects the Nigerian senior national team to emerge victorious in their next World Cup qualifier against Cameroon. The Eagles lost their last competitive game 2-0 at home to South Africa. However, the Eagles' World Cup prospects are much brighter as they top their group with 6 points, 4 ahead of closest challenger Cameroon. 4 teams face off in August this year. German champion Bayern Munich completed the signing of Colombian player James Rodriguez on a 2-year loan deal. The 25-year-old joins from European champion Real Madrid on a deal worth a reported €5 million per year. The Germans also have an option to buy the midfielder for €35.5 million in 2019. Well, that's all we have on news now. Thanks for watching. I am Thelma Okoro.